Alright guys, first up, beer. I'm using Guinness Extra Stout, but any dark stout will work. If you'd rather go alcohol-free, just swap the beer for strong hot coffee. Honestly, this is one of my favorite chocolate cake recipes. Want to know why? Stick around to find out. Next, you'll need 1.5 cups of unsalted butter. Add the sticks of butter into the saucepan with the beer. Gotta say, folks, beer is gonna add a deep, malty flavor with a touch of bitterness to make this cake extra special. Let that butter melt into the beer, nice and slow over low heat. Now give it a good mix. I'm using a wooden spoon here, but a whisk would work way better. Oh, and grab a bigger saucepan. I totally misjudged the size. Turn off the heat and remove the pan from the stove. Then you'll need some dark Dutch processed cocoa. Sift it in batches so it's easier to mix in. Stir the cocoa into the warm beer and butter mixture using a wooden spoon. I really recommend Dutch processed cocoa. It's rich, mellow, and gives the cake that deep chocolate flavor that pairs perfectly with the stout. Keep stirring until it's mostly combined. Then switch to a whisk to smooth it all out. Oh, this is what happens when you overheat the beer and butter. The mixture will split, so keep the heat low, guys. Next, you'll need 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Just toss them into a sieve so we can sift later. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Just sprinkle it right over the flour. And a pinch of salt. Sprinkle like you're seasoning with style. Sift it all together, nice and fine, in a separate bowl, of course. Toss in 2 cups of granulated sugar. And if you've got brown sugar, swap in half. It'll make the layers extra nice and moist. Give those dry ingredients a quick whisk to make sure everything's evenly distributed. Now grab 3 room temp eggs and crack them into a separate bowl. Here goes 1, 2, and 3. Then add 1 cup of full-fat sour cream. I swapped it out for Greek yogurt. You can also use buttermilk if you want. Now whisk it all up until combined. Kind of gives those omelet-making vibes, huh? But I promise, this is going to be way better. Carefully pour the beer, butter, and cocoa mixture in. And stir it all together with a whisk to blend everything nicely into a smooth batter. Now add the dry ingredients. I recommend doing it in batches. This way, you'll get a nice even batter. Just mix it all together using a whisk until it's nice and smooth. By the way, have you ever baked with beer? Let me know in the comments, guys. And this is what we're going for. A beautiful, smooth chocolate batter. Just like this. You'll need 2 8 or 9-inch pans. Line the pan bottom with parchment paper. It makes removing the cake easier. For springform pans, use a slightly bigger parchment circle to prevent batter from leaking out. You can butter the pan sides or just line them with parchment. It helps the cake come out cleaner and neater. Pour the batter into the pans. Make sure they have high sides so the cake can rise up nicely. If you've got cake strips, do use them. They help the layers rise evenly. Pop the pans into a preheated oven and bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Stick a toothpick in the center to see if it's done. If it comes out clean, you're good. Take the layers out of the oven and let them cool before removing them from the pans. When they're warm, they're delicate and can break easily. Next up, ganache frosting. This is going to be so good, you guys. I'm using 2 bars of dark chocolate, but if you want more ganache, feel free to use 3. Now toss the chocolate into a separate bowl. In a saucepan, pour in 1 cup of heavy cream. If you're using 3 bars of chocolate, you'll want about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Place the saucepan over low heat and warm the cream until you see the first bubbles, just like these. Don't let it boil, guys. Turn off the heat and take the saucepan off the stove. Now let's add a little honey. It gives the ganache that beautiful glossy finish. Then stir the honey into the cream, but don't stir too long or it'll start to cool down. Pour the cream over the chocolate. Let it sit for a minute to soften. Then give it a good whisk until it's nice and smooth. Yep, that's how we want it. All smooth, glossy, and rich. Let it cool a bit at room temperature first, then pop it in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes. You want it firm but still spreadable, not rock solid. When it's cooled, beat the ganache for 30 to 60 seconds on medium speed, until it's smooth and creamy. Only spread the ganache on completely cooled cake layers, otherwise it'll start to run. Okay, back to the cake. It should be cool by now. Just look at this test cake piece, folks. Way too tempting not to just pop right into your mouth. And yeah, I didn't hold back. You can trim the top to level the cake and make the layers extra tender. But you can totally leave it as it is, too. Flip the cake over and set it on a turntable or any round surface. Then remove the bottom of the pan and peel off the parchment paper. And now it's time to spread the ganache frosting over the first layer. I'm using an offset spatula for this, but don't worry if you don't have one. You can totally go with a silicone spatula or even a spoon. They'll work just fine. Take your time and smooth it out evenly all over that first layer. Gently place the second layer on top. Check if both layers sit nice and even. Add some more ganache frosting onto the second layer and gently spread it all over the top. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Finally, smooth ganache over the sides of the cake. Clean up any mess around the cake, and let's finally cut into it. The knife perfectly slides right through. So smooth and easy. Wow, just look at that. I'm dying to try it. Absolutely delicious, guys. It's rich, malty, and super chocolatey. Not for kids, though. Some alcohol stays. But it's definitely one of my favorites. And I've got a feeling it'll be one of yours, too, once you try it. Thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.